Hello. Welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranch. Today I'll be giving you Capper Comparison Picks for some, I think they're all still prelims. I'm not sure because they did Tapology change the order around, so I don't know. But I'm assuming some prelim fights for UFC Vegas 63. Not the biggest card. I know it's went from like 11 fights to 9 fights. Now it's back up to 12 fights. But I'm going to give you 3 tonight, and I will do another show this week where I give you 3 more, and then my live stream on Friday. Last week I went 7-5. Not the best. I mean, so be it. I still managed to cash a couple parlays. But overall, I did go red. Thankfully, though, I made out with NFL on Sunday, which caught me back up and then some. Made all the money I lost on that Piotr Jan robbery. I know, whatever. Think what you want, but he did get robbed, in my opinion. And that's where I lost a bunch of money on that. He messed up a whole bunch of parlays and whatnot. But we're past that. I made the money back Sunday. NFL football, Jets, Jets. Yes, sir. So thankfully for that. But now let's get into this UFC Vegas 63. We're going to start off with the middleweight fight between Roman Dolidze and Phil Hawes. Okay, Phil Hawes comes in as the favorite here. Minus 170 according to Bet Online a few hours ago before I started. I had to wait for my wife has a class on every Tuesday and Thursday. She takes online classes, and I had to wait for her class to be done. So these are a couple hours old. They may have changed now, but they're from Bet Online a couple hours ago. And Phil Hawes is a minus 170 favorite as far as I know. With a record of 12 wins, 3 losses as a professional. His nickname is No Hype. And he's taking on the Caucasian, Roman Dolidze. Roman Dolidze, 10 and only 1 loss. 10 wins and only 1 loss as a professional. Comes in at a plus 145. This is a very interesting fight. Now the only fights I do are the ones where I have doubt or if I'm on the fence. And this is one of those fights. Let's start talking about the favorite in Phil Hawes. Phil Hawes, a decorated junior college wrestling champion. I think he even went to maybe a D2 school after, but I know he won a JUCO back in, I want to say 98 or something like that. Back in college, he won like JUCO National Championship. But anyway, was it that far ago? Was it that long ago? 90? No, it can't be that long because he's only 33. Had to be, I'm not sure the year. Maybe it was 20, I don't know. But anyway, Roman Dolidze, 1 year older at 34. Phil Hawes coming off a win against another JUCO wrestling champ, Deron Wynn. This is where I messed up because I remember Deron Wynn won alternate the year like before, same weight class, 189 pounds in the national NJ National Junior College Championships. Deron Wynn won, and then Phil Hawes won because Deron Wynn went to a different like D2. Then Deron Wynn came back to junior college and won again. I don't know. But anyway, doesn't matter. Phil Hawes beat him in MMA by elbows, raining bows in round 2 last time out. Before that, he lost to Chris Curtis. But Chris Curtis, as you can see, has made his way into actual being a recognized contender in the middleweight weight class. Before that, Phil Hawes beat Kyle Dawkins, common opponent here. Dolidze also beat him. That's his last fight. Dolidze took him out TKO. 1 minute and 13 seconds of round 1. Phil Hawes beat him by unanimous decision. That was a while ago. Before that, Phil Hawes beat the Russian sniper, Nassourdine Imavov, coming out of the Fight Factory in Paris, France. Took care of him there. And before that, he had his UFC debut where he took care of Jacob Malkoun really fast. 18 seconds of round 1 by punches. That was Hawes' UFC debut. It was also Malkoun's, I think, as well, so can't take much off that. But anyway, Phil Hawes is training out of Killcliff, which aka used to be called Sanford MMA, but now they've changed the name to Killcliff. Phil Hawes will have a 1.5-inch slight reach advantage here over his opponent, Roman Dolidze. Roman Dolidze, the Georgian, the Caucasian. Hey, coming off his, like I said, his most recent win was against Kyle Dawkins, where he took him out TKO, 1 minute, 13 seconds of round 1. Before that, he beat Lariano Staropoli. I think Staropoli, what is he, Argentinian? Beat him, unanimous decision. Prior to that, though, he lost to Officer Trevin Giles. Trevin Giles no longer officer, but was a Houston cop at the time where he beat Roman Dolidze. Before that, he beat John Allen, whatever, split decision. Not the greatest victory, especially split decision. And before that, he had his UFC debut against Khadis Ibragimov, where he beat him ground and pound round 1. That was his debut, so he came out looking great. Dolidze will have a 2-inch height advantage despite having the reach disadvantage. On Instagram, Roman Dolidze has been training at the UFC Performance Institute with Misha Serkinov, Nico Negomarianu, and Sergey Spivak. That shows on his Instagram. But when he's not at the Institute, he was training back home in Georgia at Batumi Boxing. Phil Hawes, as I mentioned, Killcliff. It didn't show any. I looked at his Instagram. It didn't show any recent who he's training with videos. I think it showed him maybe. He's got this thing called Show Me Something Friday, where he brings on these people. Like one of them, he did he lifted weights with somebody. He brings on exotic dancers and does silly things. But it's got a little niche, I guess. I enjoyed it. A lot of the Show Me Something Fridays, he does something unique on Fridays where he brings in a special guest and does either a striptease dance or a protein overload with lifting, pumping weights, or just oddball stuff, but it's all relative to health and nutrition. Interesting enough. So let's see what the cappers have to say in this one. Starting with the favorite, minus 170, Phil Hawes. We've got AJ DeVito from MMA Experts. And AJ DeVito thinking Phil Hawes is going to get a knockout over the Caucasian Roman Dolidze. Also taking Phil Hawes, we've got Blood Money, Cody, my man. And he's saying by decision. Cody really doing his thing now. Got some merchandise coming out. It's out. He's giving away prizes on his show for best three-leg parlays that bring in the most money. You get a prize. I think right now you get a T-shirt. And he does the Wednesday night live stream with his buddy Johnny K Picks. And good stuff coming out of Blood Money MMA Bets. Then we got the MMA Guru, the one with the beanie out of the UK, also taking Phil Hawes. Then what's going on? Bleed MMA, probably one of the most entertaining handicappers on YouTube. I laugh every time I listen to his program on the way to work. He's so funny. It is very arrogant, but it's a fun arrogance. It's I'm rich, you're poor. That's because you don't listen to my Patreon. You don't follow my bets. If you did, you'd be rich as well. I am the best handicapper in all of YouTube. Oh, he's awesome. Bleed MMA. Check him out. Subscribe to him. He is very good. I will give him that. But we have a contrarian picker, and it happens to be Cody's Wednesday night live stream co-host, Johnny K. Jihad. What is going on? Misspelling things. So that happens when I do later nights. Johnny K picks. I don't know if it's Johnny K MMA picks. I think it's just Johnny K picks. And he is saying a knockout for Roman Dolidze. Interesting enough, being the contrarian picker on the outside, making this not a full capper consensus. I am going to go the way of, let me see, let me find a marker to use. I suppose this one will be fine. I'm going with Phil Hawes. I like his wrestling accolades, and I like that, you know, he's got knockout power. He's got pretty good endurance and stamina. Don't get me wrong, Roman Dolidze is not a walk in the park, and Roman Dolidze could. That's why it's up here, man. That's why I'm doing this. I was on the fence a little bit, but I've ever since listened to all these cappers and whatnot, I am gonna go Phil Hawes. I think he's gonna use his wrestling's at a higher level than Roman Dolidze. Stand up, I think they're pretty head to head, like pretty even Steven on the stand up. I don't really see one person getting the better, like being a better striker. I suppose you could be a stat guy and check out the stats and see who's got better accuracy and who's landing more and all that good stuff. But I'm just saying from memory, and I don't really rewatch fights, but from memory, I do believe. Thing is, I do. Phil Hawes, his chin is kind of suspect. I really don't like his chin. I mean, I've seen even little short 5'3" Deron Wynn even. I exaggerate, 5'3". He's not really, he's like 5'8" or something. I don't know, but anyway, he was giving him some business and during that fight. But I'm hoping Deron Wynn can survive the power blast of Roman Dolidze. Use his wrestling, take it to the ground, make it a boring fight. Use blanket coverage, top control, control time with the takedowns. Put that all together. Use that wrestling. You have that NCAA, NJ, that JUCO wrestling, background, accolades. Use that and get it done over Dolidze by decision. That is the route I'm going for this fight. Moving on. Next, we have the heavyweight showdown between the legend for the record books. He's definitely going to go to the Hall of Fame. Andre Arlovski, man, he was 2 decades ago. He was a champ 2 decades ago. I remember when I was when I was still fit. back in the day when I was like 20. In my 20s, I remember late 20s, but still, late 20s, I remember seeing Andre Arlovski. I'm like, look at this beast he had the vampire teeth mouth guard, and I'm like, this guy is a beast. He's a machine. Andre Arlovski. But he's coming into his heyday now. He's got his record of 34-20. That's 54 fights under his resume. And he's 43 years old, but still getting it done. He's on a 4-fight win streak, edging out all these decision wins. He's like a point fighter now. And he is coming in as the underdog. But buyer beware, because Andre Arlovski, he knows how to get these wins, man. He knows what it takes. He's been in there forever. He knows what it takes to get the judges' nod, and that's what he's been doing. But here he's taking on a younger 37-year-old, stronger, more durable, better cardio, Marcos Rogerio, deLima, Pezao fighting. He's the Brazilian. Is there actually, coincidentally, the Belarus Arlovski and the Brazilian Marcos Rogerio, deLima, both fighting out of American Top Team, coincidentally. And I was like, I don't know. The American Top Team does have a lot of different facilities, so I don't know if they're both in Coconut Creek. That would be kind of awkward, but maybe, dude, maybe. Because listen to this. I was checking out the Instagram, right? On Andre Arlovski, it shows like, you know, I just go and I pick on who's in this photo with you when you're all, looks like you just got done practicing, you're both sweating and shit. You know what? He's got a couple of them. He's got a photo with striking coach Artem Levin, okay? And then he's got another one, well, get this, with boxing coach out of American Top Team, Ivan De Oliveira, okay? De Oliveira, all right? Then you look at Marco Rogerio deLima, still ATT, American Top Team, all over the damn Instagram, you know, and he's got a picture. First got one with like a Augusto Sakai and Marcelo Gomes. These are other American Top Team fighters that Brazilian descent, you know, you're gonna stick with your own, I suppose. But then he's got a picture with boxing coach Gabriel De Oliveira. And I don't know if they're related, like Ivan and Gabriel, but they're both boxing coaches, both at American Top Team. Gabriel looks like he's probably got a good 20 years on him, so I'm thinking it might be like a father-son, or it could be brothers, I don't know, but they both have the same name and they're both boxing coaches, both at American Top Team, both training different opponents that are fighting each other this Saturday. It's just, it's weird. It is weird. I don't know how they like say, hey, I'm doing morning, you can't train. Yeah, I don't know. Do they pass each other when they're getting ready to fight each other? Do they see each other in the same gym, or is like maybe deLima's going to the Fort Lauderdale or American Top Team Atlanta or American Top Team another branch where I know the pit bull Andre Arlovski, he stays Coconut Creek. And I'm pretty sure that's where his, like, all the photos with him are taken at Coconut Creek. But I could be the same deal for deLima. I don't know, but they're both representing American Top Team for sure. Interesting enough. So you can't really take anything from the camps. Like, they're both getting the same, you know, potentially the same type of training out of the same facility. But let's talk about their last five, starting with the favorite, Marcos Rogerio deLima. He comes in with off a loss over Blagoy Ivanov. Blagoy Ivanov, another older heavyweight from the Russian scene, I think. Unanimous decision for Blagoy Ivanov. Before that, though, he took care of Ben Rothwell. By standing TKO in 32 seconds of round one. What a great win that was for him. Before that, he beat the Crochet Boss, Maurice Green, a unanimous decision. Prior to that, he lost. Alexander Romanov took care of him by forearm choke in round one. End of round one is like 4 minutes and 50 seconds or something. It was like not much left in round one, but he still managed to get it done. And before that, he beat Ben Sassoli, punches a minute and a half in round one. But he's been like trading wins and losses, like win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, just up until recently, where he lost to Romanov, beat Maurice Green, beat Rothwell, and then lost to Ivanov. So I guess if you want to do the pattern fights, he's due for a win. Okay, just keep that in the back of your head, I suppose. Now, Andre Arlovski, the Pitbull, 4-fight win streak. But the thing is, the people he's beat are just, I mean, the best one is most recently he beat Jake Collier. By how? Split decision. And to be honest with you, I had picked Andre Arlovski to win, but Jake Collier got robbed, I think. I think he should have won that fight. Hand to God. I watched it and I was like, wow, I got lucky. I got a robbery went my way that time, which doesn't usually happen, but yeah, he beat Jake Collier by split decision there. Before that, he beat Jared Vanderaa, who's also on this card, who's also going to lose on this card, but I'm not covering his fight. But he beat Jared Vanderaa. How? Split decision again. Pitbull, you're making him close against people that you should be cleaning house with. Prior to that, he beat Carlos Felipe. Unanimous decision, but still, he like I said, he just knows enough to get the nod from the judges. But prior to that, Chase Sherman. Chase Sherman, I know he's coming off a win most recently, but I think was that against Vandera too? But anyway, Chase Sherman, not the best heavyweight. You know, just I don't know. And he beat him how? Unanimous decision. He's been out point fighting all these heavyweights that are just subpar, not really at the level of competition that he's. But it's a paycheck, man, and he's cashing them. He's getting it done, so I can't complain. Before that, though, he did get beat by Tom Aspinall. That's somebody at the higher level. Tom Aspinall took care of him, rear naked choke in round 2. But that's kind of expected. Tom Aspinall's game. He's, ranked top 10. I think he's top 5. Tom Aspinall, right? And Andre Arlovski, though, just these close split decision wins and these unanimous decision wins against the lower tier heavyweights like, Chase Sherman, Carlos Felipe, Jared Vandera. I mean, the prototype Jake Collier, Fat Collier, and Fat Collier beat him. Jake Collier beat him. I'm glad the judges saw Andre Arlovski's way because that won me some money. Cash it in, but I think Jake Collier should have won that fight. Anyway, Andre Arlovski will have the height and reach advantage. That's very good. I like that, even though Marcos Rogerio deLima will have probably a good 15 pounds on him. He's like a thicker, more compact, stockier build type guy. And I'm pretty certain he hits harder. And I'm pretty certain his cardio, the cardio, I don't know. But I think he can take a beating. deLima, he's kind of durable, but thing is, when it gets toward the, after midway through second round, you're going to see whose cardio is better. And I think maybe Pitbull, he's carrying around a little bit less weight. Like, he's usually running around 245, where deLima is around 260. So it's roughly. This who knows? We'll see how they look in the weigh-ins. But anyway, this is a very tough fight for me to pick. But let's see what the cappers have to say nonetheless. Yeah. Starting with the favorite, and the line moved, guys. Look, at deLima's a minus 220. He opened up at a minus 190. So money's been dumping in on deLima. Andre Arlovski opened up like a plus 165, and now he's a plus 1. Well, it's not opened up. This is I was going to do this show on, I started writing this crap down Monday. So this is over a day. Within a day, this jumped up from minus 190 to minus 220. This was plus 165 to now it's a plus 185. So money's been coming in on this side, deLima, probably because they've seen he's a big beast of a man and he's a little bit younger. But Arlovski, man, he's got it up in here. He knows how to win. Keep that in mind. Let's see what the captains have to say. Taking deLima, we've got the MMA guru, Beanie Guru from the UK, taking him. We've got, jumping over here, we've got, what's going on? Bleed. Bleed is also taking Arlovski. Or not, Bleed is taking Arlovski. Then we've got, jump over here, Blood Money, Cody. Blood Money MMA bets. His buddy, though, Johnny K, my buddy as well. Johnny K on the side of Andre Arlovski. That should be interesting. Tomorrow night, guys. I don't know, last week they did it on Johnny's channel, so I think this time it's going to be on Blood Money MMA bets. But tomorrow night, I think it's 7 or 8 o'clock Eastern time. You know what? If you guys just subscribe to these guys, and you'll know when it is. And they're very active with the chat. I urge you guys, I'll be in there probably. Sometimes I don't get active with the chat though because I'm doing research at the same time. Or sometimes I will throw in my little, tidbits of knowledge here and there. Sprinkle a little knowledge on you guys. But definitely check it out tomorrow night if you have the time. Johnny K and Cody from Blood Bunny do a great live stream. Wednesday nights. And then finally, for the tiebreaker, we have AJ DeVito from MMA Experts, and he's on the side of Marcos Rogerio deLima. He thinks he is the younger, stronger guy, and he will get a knockout. But I don't know. Arlovski, I think, is pretty slick with not getting knocked out. He's been, like I said, he's seen it all, man. 54 fights, he's seen everything you can bring to him. The only thing is he's got to be fading at 43 years old. You know, that's 6 years difference there. deLima's no spring chicken at 37, but still wrong side of 40. But this is a heavyweight fight. I don't know, man. I'm still on the fence, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna have to go with deLima here. And why? Because double-digit losses. Andre Arlovski is no stranger to losing either. He's got 20 losses. deLima's got 8. So, but still, I think deLima. I think he will be the stronger guy in there, and I think he's gonna be able to. I don't know if he's gonna. Man, if it goes to decision, I gotta think Andre Arlovski, but I'm hoping deLima can use rest. I think deLima's got a little bit better wrestling, BJJ, but striking, I gotta give it. I think it's Andre Arlovski. He knows how to pop, and he knows how to. He's got 2-inch reach, 2-inch height. He knows how to point fight, and he's good at it. He's been doing it. He's good at it. But I'm gonna take deLima to get it done using his wrestling. We're gonna say within distance, round 2. I don't know if it's gonna be a TKO or a submission, but I think it's gonna. You know what? I don't even know if it's gonna be round 2. I'm just gonna say we're just gonna say within distance there for Pazau inside the distance. Inside the distance for Marcos Rogerio deLima. But I do like me some Andre Arlovski at plus 185, so I might even have to spring. I don't know. We're gonna, for tonight, when I do my 3-leg parlay for this show, deLima's gonna be in it with Phil Hawes and whoever I choose for this next fight between Tresean Gore and Josh Fremd. Tresean Gore comes in with a record of 3-2. He's the underdog at plus 143. Josh Fremd, 9-3 as a professional, comes in as favorite minus 162. The line has moved. Money's been coming in on Gore. Josh Fremd opened up at a minus 190. So this sucker, according to Bet Online too, this sucker moved almost 30 points. Now it's a minus 162. Gore opened up at plus 160. Now he's a plus 142. So that shows the money, the bettors are putting money on the Gore side. Tresean Gore and Josh Fremd are both the same age, 28 years old. Fremd will have a slight tail to take. 4-inch height advantage and 1.5-inch reach advantage. Not much on the reach side, but 4 inches is pretty substantial. During the face-off, score should be looking up at him. So Fremd will be coming in as a slightly bigger guy here. Let's talk about Josh Fremd. The Big Yins. I don't know what that means, but that is his nickname, Yins. The Big Yins had his UFC debut most recently where he lost to Anthony Hernandez. Fluffy got him by unanimous decision. I think he took that fight on short notice, okay? But before that, he was on the FAC looking for a fight. Dana White's looking for a fight. Same card as my buddy. I know he lost and everything, but Don Shanus, I know he embarrassed himself, but he's still a friend, and I still have to support my friend. So anyway, he was on that same card for the FAC is the Fighting Alliance Championships. That's pretty much Glory MMA puts all their amateur fighters into the regional scene, and looking for a fight. That means if you win, you're supposed to actually potentially get a deal with UFC, and that's what happened with Josh Fremd. He won against Joel Bauman, rear naked choke in round 2, and he got invited to the show to lose to Anthony Hernandez. Okay, but before that, he was destroying people over in LFA. I say destroying people, but I'm incorrect because he did lose. But you know who he lost to in the LFA? RoboCop, Gregory Rodriguez, which is not a bad loss to have. Aside from that, he beat Ronaldo Valente, unanimous decision, and he beat Bruno Oliveira, punches round 1. Bruno Oliveira, if you didn't know, beat Jared Gooden before in the LFA. So these are they're not cans. They're substantial fighters that he beat there in the LFA. Like I said, Gregory Rodriguez did take him out by punches in round 1, but Gregory Rodriguez is I rank him up there. I think he should be in the top 15 personally. I know that last fight, man, he got that wide bloody gash right in the middle of his forehead. You can see his skull. Still managed to win. Fantastic. That's toughness right there. That's tough. But anyway, Josh Fremd training. Listen to this. Training at a Factory X on Instagram. He shows him with Cody Brundage and Dustin Jacoby. Oh yeah. On this card, Dustin Jacoby, the Hanyak. And this is like legit. The picture was from, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago. So definitely they've been putting it in a Factory X in preparation for this camp. Now on the other hand, Tresean Gore. Hey, this guy. Record of 3-2. Not the most impressive record. He's slight underdog, plus 142. A lot of hype was surrounding him going in. But Cody Brundage, as I just mentioned, training with Fremd. Most recent fight for Tresean Gore was a loss to Cody Brundage, where he got overhand right to ground strikes in round 1. Before that, he had his UFC debut against Brian Battle. They were in the same Ultimate Fighter house, but they didn't fight there because I remember during the Ultimate Fighter Championship, Tresean Gore had like some sort of injury, so he couldn't. But Brian Battle, after the Tough House, after the Ultimate Fighter house, beat him a unanimous decision. And then he did have like regional scene fights, but I don't know any of those guys. He was in the AFC, Alabama Fighting Championships, Alabama regional scene. And he was in the NFC, which is National Fighting Championships. That's our Georgian regional scene down there. That was against cans. People like 0-0-0. 1-0-0, just like nobody you never heard of. That's why I included, even though they're exhibition fights, the Ultimate Fighter house fights are probably better than mentioning any of the regional scenes. Because before that loss to Brian Battle, which was he should have fought him in the house, but anyway, he didn't. He beat Gilbert Urbina, TKO round 2. That was good. That's what caught the hype. But before that, he did beat a guy named Ryder Newman, unanimous decision, also in the Ultimate Fighter house. But I'm just saying there was a lot of hype on Tresean Gore. They thought he was going to be the Ultimate Fighter championship or champion. He was supposed to be the Ultimate Fighter champion, but that injury prevented him from fighting in the finals. That's why Brian Battle actually fought Gilbert Urbina in the finals for that, I think that bracket or whatever, the championships. Won that. That's when Tresean Gore fought Brian Battle and lost to Brian Battle. Whew. But anyway, Tresean Gore on Tapology, it doesn't say anything about where he's training out of. Okay, clueless. It just says training out of South Carolina. So I checked on SureDog. SureDog says his affiliated facility is American Top Team in Atlanta, which that makes sense because he was in that Georgia regional scene, NFC, and they keep their fighters close, And Alabama's not that far from Georgia. He was also in the Alabama regional scene. And I guess SureDog also said he's fighting out of Myrtle Beach. So is he training in South Carolina or is he training in Atlanta? I have no idea. His Instagram only shows him running bleachers in some football at some stadium, like a college football field stadium. Maybe I don't know if it's the Georgia Bulldogs or it could be the South Carolina Gamecocks. I don't know where he's doing this cardio training, but he's running bleachers and doing stuff out in the field. I think it's in South Carolina though, because his kid is in, he shows like, and he's like, oh, my wife and kid, the sacrifice of not seeing you will, you know, eventually pay off and stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I'm assuming that they are in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, and that's where those football field training videos are taken. But aside from that, he has no pictures of him striking pads, no pictures of him sweating on a mat in a cage, anywhere like that. It just shows him. It's like one more rep, and it shows him at the bottom of the bleachers at the football field. I'm like, this guy. I understand your cardio is important, and it might be top notch, but I don't see you sweating with some. I don't see you getting in reps with, or sparring, or rolling with anybody. And Tapology doesn't even know where you're training at, bud. Whereas in Fremd shows him covered sweat with Cody Brundage, who just took care of Tresean Gore, and with Dustin Jacoby, who is fighting Khalil Roundtree on this card. So you know, very Factory X Muay Thai, no doubt about it, shows him in there training. Can't say the same for Tresean Gore. That I take a lot from that man. I do. I'm Tresean Gore just training in secret, but why would he? He's not training in secret. Why would he show the football field stuff? You know, he's like doing football drills, like he's going through cones, like doing the juking through cones and stuff. And like, this isn't football practice, man. This is get some mats, get your gi on, do some. Anyway, I'm done with that. Done talking about it. Let's see what the cameras have to say in this fight. Starting with Josh Fremd, we've got the MMA Guru. He's saying submission for Fremd. Round 2. I think I could see that happening. Then we've got over here Bleed, man. I in the beginning he said he was calling Tresean Gore an idiot. So this guy's got a horrible fight IQ. But then at the end of his breakdown, he was like, you know what? I am not impressed by Josh Fremd. I've watched his stuff and he does not impress me. And I think Tresean Gore is going to be the better fighter here of the two, the lesser of two bad fighters, or the better of two bad fighters. He said something like that. You know how he's got that funny arrogance to him, but he's on the side. Tresean Gore, good enough. Since we're over here at Tresean Gore, we also got AJ DeVito taking him. MMA experts. But then, bam, move right back over here. We got Johnny K on the side of Josh Fremd. And he didn't say how, but he thinks he's predicting a finish. So I'm just going to leave it. You know what? I'll say in the distance. That's safe. That's a finish, right? In the side of the distance. Johnny K is saying in the distance for Josh Fremd. And for the tiebreaker, we've got Cody from Blood Bunny MMA Bets. And he is also on the side of his buddy Johnny K, taking Josh Fremd. Blood Money. I always say it like Jamaican accent when I say it. And he's saying by decision. Blood Money. Blood fire. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, if you couldn't tell by my breakdown, I gotta take Josh Fremd. I just see more. I mean, I like that he's training with Cody Brundage, who just took care of Tresean Gore. And I like he's training Dustin Jacoby, who's getting ready to fight Khalil Roundtree here. So I gotta take Fremd here. I'm confident with it as well. I mean, nothing against Tresean Gore, but he hasn't lived up to the hype he was supposed to be And I think the Guru might be onto something. Josh Fremd might get it. I think he's going to finish. I don't know if it's going to be TKO or sub. We're going to go with submission. I think Gore's stand-up is pretty strong. Is pretty good. That's how he was getting it done in the Ultimate Fighter house, by stand-up punches and TKOs and whatnot. But man, Cody Brundage took care of him with overhand right to ground strikes, though. And I don't know if Josh Fremd is gonna. Josh Fremd's got a rear naked choke, unanimous decision, and punches. He beat that Bruno Oliveira by punches. I don't know how he's gonna get it done, but Josh Fremd's gonna get it done inside the distance. Inside the distance as well. That's where my bet is going to be. So there you have it. To recap, time check. It is very late. Nora's already up to bed, and I'm over by 10 minutes. So to recap, I've got Phil Hawes beating the Caucasian Roman Dolidze. I think he's going to get a decision. Use his wrestling credentials. Use his better wrestling to keep the fight on the ground. He's going to have control time and all the takedowns in the judge's eyes. Dolidze is not going to have a defense against the takedowns. He might try to sprawl, but Phil Hawes better wrestling, and that's what's going to win that fight by decision. Then I've got deLima, which this is the toughest fight of the three for me to choose, but I'm going to take deLima. Inside the distance, I'm going to say he is the stronger, younger. The cardio, I don't know. I can't say that because I think Arlovski might even edge him out with the cardio. But I'm going to say deLima gets it inside the distance. It's going to nail him with some bangers, hard punch, and probably rounds 1 or 2. And Arlovski at 43, his chin's got to go. His chin's not going to, it's not the same as it was 20 years ago, 10, 20 years ago, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take Marcos Rogerio, deLima, Pazau to get it done inside this. And finally, the most confident of these three fights, Josh Fremd will get it done over Tresean Gore inside the distance, minus 162. The line, hold on, because the line is going in that the right way if you want to if you're taking Josh Fremd. Like I said, I opened up at minus 190. I'm glad I didn't take the bet yet, but I am going to put this parlay in right now when I'm done with this video. I'm taking Fremd, Hawes, deLima, 3-leg parlay, cash it, let's go. Thanks for watching. Give me that thumbs up. Oh, I'm sorry. Gather the info. Place those bets, cash those tickets. Give me the thumbs up. Leave the like, leave the comments on who you think's going to win these fights. I don't know, ring the bell, share it with your friends, all that good stuff. Stay tuned. I'm going to probably do my next show tomorrow or Thursday. Thursday is my son's last soccer game, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get to it Thursday, but I will definitely do another show before the Friday night live stream where I cover 3 of the main card fights. Definitely the main events. And Calvin Qatar. I don't know about the other ones because I want to. Yeah, I guess I'll do I'm not gonna do Jared Vander. I'll do Dustin Jacoby, Khalil Roundtree, Tim Means, Max Griffin, Calvin Qatar, Arnold Allen. Yeah, I'll do those ones. So that's that. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Good luck on your best, and I'll see you later on this week. Peace.